Ketones and athletic performance, or any kind of performance. So being a fat, a ketone body requires less oxygen per unit of energy than carbohydrate. So benefits for athletes, most definitely distance and endurance type athletes, where they will actually consume less oxygen to produce the same amount of energy as you would burning a glucose or a carbohydrate source. So that's a definite performance benefit. I know personally when I go to the gym and I train that I don't get winded nearly as much as I do on a glucose diet as I do taking the ketone product. So that would be the number one performance benefit for athletes. And then we briefly covered cognitive benefits. And again, the biggest cognitive benefit to ketone bodies is their ability to produce a substantial amount of energy without producing the detrimental waste products that glucose have. And this is going to be, I believe personally, a game changer in the ability to reverse and prevent cognitive decline in neurological tissue and cancer. Lastly, not least, if you want to throw cancer in there, same thing. Cancer cells love to burn glucose. They can't stand to burn ketone bodies. So we have very interesting data and test subjects that we're working with right now in anti-cancer therapy utilizing ketone bodies. Very promising, and we have some data that simply could never be replicated with traditional medical therapies, including chemotherapy. So this is a very powerful tool. It's a very powerful addition to a diet that you may already be on, but as a standalone product, it's unsurpassed, and we've really never seen anything like this in the health and wellness arena for decades. This is truly a revolutionary product and a very substantial way of delivering a very powerful tool.
Ed, thank you so much. Sorry there, I just stalled for a second because I was still writing down key things that you said. Just absolutely fascinating, just the science alone on exogenous ketones and the ability to get those into our blood and tissue from the KetonX drink, of which you formulated. If I could add, one question that comes up on occasion is simply this. You know, we hear from people that will say, hey, I'm very excited for Ketopia, for the 10-day reset pack, but I really don't have any weight to lose. How can I benefit from these products? And I don't know, Ed, if you could take a second and just touch on that. You basically did in reference to performance, etc. But if you were posed with that question, just in terms of someone suggesting they don't need to lose weight, why should I take these products? What are the benefits that you could share with someone posing that question?
Sure. Well, the biggest benefits are you're providing a fuel source to cells, all cells of the body, well, all cells that have mitochondria, that is supposed to be there in nature and has always been there, but just because of the recent changes in westernized diet in the last 100 years, you're not getting those substrates. You're not getting into a ketogenic state where the cells are able to burn a different type of fuel, a cleaner type of fuel. So a real simplistic way of putting this is how this would benefit you if you're not into a weight loss type program, is that our cells were designed to be a dual fuel source, so a flexible fuel. Our cells have become metabolically inflexible because of the tremendous amount of carbohydrate and glucose that we utilize for energy in the cells. We're not getting that on-off type of environment that we're actually naturally supposed to get. So if you just think about it as a hybrid car, we really want to be running on the gas engine sometimes, and we know the gas engine produces a lot of emissions. It produces waste, it produces smoke, it produces toxins, and the battery is a very clean version of that energy production. So we want to switch back and forth between the battery and the gas engine. Unfortunately, in the cells, in the last 150 years, we're not doing that because of so much carbohydrate consumption that we've literally polluted the environment that's in our cells' powerhouses, the mitochondria. So being able to go back to utilizing a more efficient, a cleaner burning fuel is going to really go a long way to help any condition that would be remotely associated with metabolic disease or anything that touches the metabolic syndrome. So and cells in general. So you're going to get relief from all of these things, all of the things such as the cancer implications and cognitive decline implications, energy levels. You're going to clean out reactive oxygen species. You're going to reduce systemic inflammation. You're going to reduce cardiac inflammation. There's a tremendous amount of, there's probably more benefits on that side of the ketones than there are actually on as an amelioration of on a weight loss program. So I would encourage, if you really want to get into the science at some point and look into the science, you would be very hard-pressed to convince an individual that they shouldn't be taking one of these drinks every morning regardless. This is an excellent way to go into preservation of tissue and kind of do a reset, on a biological reset on the power substrate that these cells were supposed to burn in the first place.